Hello everybody. The motivation for this video came from this code. This code is the code of react.js, and you can see here Object.defineProperty. You can see here configurable, enumerable, variable, and value. And there is also this code with get. So I was curious about this function, and this is why I created this video. It is important to know that Object.defineProperty is a JavaScript function, so you can use it not only in React, you can use it in any JavaScript application on the client side and also on the server side, for example, in Node.js or Express. Okay, so let's look for documentation about Object.defineProperty. And the best website for this is the documentation of Mozilla. Okay, so you can look in this documentation, but what I will do a sample that will show you how to use Object.defineProperty, and in later video we'll use it in React. But this video will be on JavaScript only. So let's create an HTML file. As I said, I can use it on the server or Node, but I want to show it on the client side. Okay, so I need to create script. Now let's create an object. Person. First name. Nathan. Let's log this. Okay, we can see the object, and the object is as I was thinking, as I have created. First name, Nathan. Okay, now I want to use the function. Okay, so let's copy this. And the first argument is the object that you want to change. The next is the property. And then you have an object that you need to provide. Value. Suppose I want to add my name, my last name, Krasny. Okay, so this is the object, and I can show you that it is working. Okay. Now let's see the documentation. Okay, so we have done this. This is the object, this is property, and this is the descriptor. This is my descriptor, and the descriptor it's an object with few properties, and we have used one, which is called value. But we have more. We have configurable, enumerable, writable, get, and set. Okay? So by default, all these arguments are configurable and enumerable and writable by default are false, as you see. If I will try to do the following, person dot last name equal ABC, this should not work, because writable, if I'm not providing it, it's false. So I'm not allowed to do this. Let's see if it is working or not. It will not work, but let's see it first. Okay, so there is nothing. If you will try to console log this, you will see that it is. Let's see what will happen. Okay, it's not changing, but I'm not getting any error. But this is not the best situation. And to get this error, what we need to do is use the following. We need to call this okay. Use strict, you can look for it on the internet. This is a directive that defines that JavaScript should execute in strict mode, and if we will run in strict mode, we will now get a better situation. We will get here a warning. Or even better, we will get an exception, because we are not allowing it. Okay, so we can also add. Okay, so this is the writable. By default, it is false, but if I will do writable true, then it will be okay. There will be no problem. Okay. Okay, so this is the writable. Now let's go for the enumerable. Not enumerable. Let's go for the configurable. Okay. Okay. If this is false, then we cannot delete this property. Okay. So let's try to delete it. I'm expecting to get an exception here because the configurable by default is false. Okay, let's see it. Okay, cannot delete property last name, but if I want to allow it, I can allow it using configurable true, and now it should be okay. Okay, the next is enumerable. Okay, suppose I want to enumerate all the key in this object. Okay, so enumerate keys JavaScript. Okay, let's do it like this. But let's not do this because I want to enumerate. Okay, so object.keys.person. So I'm expecting to see first name, but I'm not expecting to see last name because enumeration by default is false. Okay, let's see it. Okay, Okay, so I see only first name, but if I will put here enumerable, true, then I'm expecting to see all the keys. Okay, so we have covered writable, configurable, and enumerable. And now suppose we want to call a function. Suppose we have an object and we no longer want anyone to use a property. So we want to issue some error. This is where the get come to play. So we need to do get, and we can do something like this, log you cannot use this property, and we can maybe return undefined. Okay, so I'm expecting that this will not work. Okay, because this function should be called, and let's see what will happen. Okay, invalid property descriptor cannot both specify access and value. Okay, the problem is that we once we have defined this, we cannot define also this, because this property cannot be, you cannot do it simultaneously. Okay, so now what I'm expecting, okay, I need also to remark this. The problem is the writable. Okay, not this. I'm not allowed to do the writable. So I cannot do writable and also use this getter together. And I will also remark this. Okay. So now I'm getting the error, you cannot use this property. I'm getting also error here in 26. Okay, because I'm not allowed to use it. This is because the writable is default. Okay, so now I'm getting this remark. This is it. Let's go over my summary. Okay, so the object define property is a static method. It's defining a new property on an object or modifier property. It is an E6 feature. And the motivation, it's provide great control over creation and modification of a property by means of configurable, whether a property can be changed. Enumerable, does it appear when you iterate the keys. Writable, can you set a value, get callback function, and set. And it is also appear in React in this form and in this form. Thank you.